Hey guys, how you doing? This is Mango etc. and I'm here today to bring the review for One Piece episode 727. Now, because of the hype of last episode, some of you may be thinking that this episode was boring or this episode was rubbish, but that's simply because of the hype of last episode, and you was expecting the hype to continue, you was expecting the focus of the episode to be Luffy versus Dolphy, but that is not the case for this episode. Yes, they make an appearance in this episode, but that is not the focus at all. The focus is really on what is going on in Dressrosa. We see the panic of the civilians in Dressrosa, not just the civilians, but the Marines, the pirates, just everyone who else is on Dressrosa of the incoming birdcage. And as the episode goes on, we see how they're losing hope. They feel that they're just gonna die, so what is the point in trying? And that's when King Riku has his speech, and he explains to all the citizens what is going on. He's like, yo, just you need to realize we've been in a birdcage all this time, but hope is coming. All the top executives have been taken down. All that needs to be taken down is Don Flamingo, and that's in the works. So he's asking them to just not give up hope just yet, and to just continue to try and survive. Don't give up. And this speech gives this speech gives everybody the hope that they need, and yeah, they're just on it again. They're ready to just try and survive for as long as possible, because they now have hope thanks to King Riku. Other than that, we see some small other stuff as well. We see Zoro, Kinemon and Kanjiro trying to get to some part of the birdcage so they can put their plan into action. During this time they met up with Frankie and the Tontara, and it's during this time we learn that how the Smile Factory is not being cut by the birdcage, and that's because it's made out of sea prism, so the strings that are made from devil fruit ability won't be cut, because so sea prism is the weakness that devil fruit uses, so that's why they won't be cut. And then during this time it seems that how Frankie also has an idea to stop the birdcage. We have Viola and Usopp in there as well, just at some point in this episode. That wasn't really important, I can't even remember it properly, but just me taking a guess, I'm guessing that is one of Viola's many updates of the situation of what's going on at hand. So that's all the other stuff to happen, and we do get a little bit of focus on Luffy versus Dolphy. Now, it's said that Luffy is using too much haki. We have Law say that during all this stuff about the civilians of Dressrosa, and what's his name, Dolphy also says it as well. He also goes on to say that Gear 4, well, how Gear 4 works is that Luffy is using armament hardening for the contraction and expansion of his body, and he goes on to say that Gear 4 is a harmonization of haki, armament haki, and his devil fruit ability. But he also says that Luffy is using too much haki. Also goes on to say because of this that Gear 4 must have a limit, and that is also hinted at by Luffy, where he says, yo, I gotta hurry up, otherwise Gear 4 it's gonna run out. And then so during this time Dolphy does something that we have never seen before. Actually, we have seen it before, but in Zoan type users. Awakening. Now we now know that devil fruits can awaken. At first you may have thought it was only a Zoan type deal, but it's not. If you guys don't remember, we saw awakened Zoans in Impel Down. That's where awakening was first introduced, but now it's been introduced for Parasitama types. Whatever type Luffy is, whatever type devil fruit ability Luffy is, it's been now introduced for that type as well. So what can Dolphy do with his awakened abilities? He can turn his surrounding areas into strings. We see him brushing walls, We see him as he steps, the floor is turning into strings. He can now turn his surroundings into strings, and using this ability, he was able to hold Luffy in Gear 4 at bay. He's able to keep Luffy from getting close enough to attack, and Dofi's plan now is to use his awakened abilities to keep Luffy at bay, waiting for Gear 4 to run out, and once it has run out, once he has used up too much haki, he is then going to go into for the finishing blow, finish him off once and for all. And that is actually everything to come out of the episode. Like I said previously, if you forget about last week's episode, if you forget about what you was expecting this episode to be, this was a standard episode of One Piece. And it's for that reason I'm going to give this the standard rating of a 3-star. So like always guys, I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Most importantly, take care, have a nice day.